The blood that binds us is our covenant, a reminder of our legacy, of a time when darkness threatened the very existence of mankind. We forged our blades, gathered our ranks, and began our vigil in our relentless pursuit of evil in all forms. And for centuries, we have struggled against an unyielding and determined foe. But now, the Age of Old has given way to a new era, an age of industry. Progress has led to unrest, sedition, and rebellion. Enemies old and new now wage war against us on every front. The world changes, but our duty remains the same. We shall stand. We shall prevail. And order shall be restored.
What's up, guys? It's GamerMD83, and I'm here with...
I'm Dana Jan, and I'm the game director on the Order 1886.
So I got to play the demo. Freaking awesome. You have my word. But tell us a little bit about the setting.
The setting here is Whitechapel, so we have the squad engaged in a conflict with the rebels. As Galahad and his fellow knights are trying to push forward to a hospital in London, they're confronted by enemies pretty much from all sides. Historical accuracy is something that we take pretty seriously. I mean, the level of detail that's going into the environments is pretty astounding. I think it really makes the game feel more gritty and realistic. You can actually believe the place that you're in.
Okay, but it's not like a fictitious London. It's just like placing yourself in a different world, but in 1886 London, kind of, right?
Right. I mean, we took some subtle liberties, obviously, with every place that you go. But yeah, by and large, we try to stay as true to the locations as possible.
In the gameplay, we see the one that was shown in the E3 press conference. We see what you guys are calling the Lycan. Is that like an elite monster or an elite boss, or is that like something that you fight around the world?
So the Lycans in our game come in a couple different forms. For E3 this year, we're actually unveiling one of the first ones. And yeah, they're a big deal. We don't really have like traditional bosses in the sense I think you might expect from other video games. We kind of really take our characters and turn them into whole experiences. So the Lycan that you fight, that you saw in the stage demo from the press conference, that's just like the very first part of that encounter. And we really wanted to have people kind of going, oh wow, I feel like I understand the pressure that the knights might be under when Lycans appear, and I understand now what a transformation in their world looks like. And I can see that just from the way Galahad reacts to seeing a Lycan, that they're serious. Like you don't mess with Lycans, and especially if you're by yourself, it's like they are a force to be reckoned with. And I think it was really important for our game too to show people that Lycans are intelligent. Like we really wanted to find this perfect blend of human and animal, where like you saw him touch the blood, and he's like smelling it, but at the same time he's like thinking. You can see he's a thinking monster, right? We wanted to make sure it just didn't seem like you had to engage in combat with something that was just dumb and acting only on instinct. He thinks, he strategizes, and that makes them so much more scary.
Yeah, I thought that was a great idea that you guys showed him as a human first, and then he like transformed into this big, huge monster.
Yeah, and by keeping that humanity in there all the time, like if you look in his eyes, you can tell like there's stuff going on, right? So I think that's really key.
The black water that they drink to regenerate or to fix up their wounds, does that just work like, say, like potions, or does that give you more powers?
It's like a giant Band-Aid. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Holy water.
But no, it's got healing characteristics to it, so they drink it and wounds are able to heal. Nothing that like, they can't survive something that would kill you or I, so they're still mortal. They're very much human still, but it allows them to heal fairly significant wounds, right? So you saw like after he got up from drinking it, he still hadn't fully recovered. He was like hurt, right? And we saw him doubled over and he's stumbling around. So we make sure that those impacts are meaningful and that the black water isn't just like a get out of jail free card. We want you to know it's like kind of realistic as best as we can. But we've also talked about how it prolongs life. that they live hundreds of years. So yeah, it's very special, it's very controlled, very rare, and the Knights are the only ones that have access to it.
In the demo, in the one that you guys showed in the Sony press conference, Galahad was alone. Do you guys see? Do we see that a lot, or is it more of like a group effort the whole time, like a team? And does the team have different jobs, or are they all just one force?
Yeah, we have a variety of kind of scenarios where Galahad finds himself either with squad mates or alone. We think because this game is a new IP, we want to make sure that you start to understand the world and the characters. So we do spend a lot of time with the squad mates, maybe not all of them all the time, so maybe you'll just be with Lafayette sometimes. Like in February, we showed some footage where it's just Galahad and Lafayette moving through Whitechapel, which is earlier chronologically than what we just played. And then later the squad meets back up again, and so they're together. And that really lets us kind of build and understand like what's going on for the Order as a whole, as well as like at a very character level, just individuals, what might be happening. And for the player, it helps us kind of feed you information where they're talking about things without it seeming like, strange exposition. We try to package it in form of conversation. And it's just also really good for reinforcing gameplay, mission goals, and stuff like that. If you have your teammates around you saying like, I need help, do this, or hurry up, help me drag this constable inside, they're talking right to you. You feel like, you're part of that. And I think that for us, that's part of the magic of the game is like the characters come alive and you feel like vested in helping and doing the things they're supposed to be doing. So, and as far as jobs are concerned, Lafayette is kind of a little bit more like the cocky, like I just want to get into action. So there's a little bit of a liability there where he's going to be like, come on, monsieur, let's go do this. And then he's just going to charge in. So you kind of...
Oh, he's the runner.
A little bit. He's the runner, right, yeah. So you got to watch out for him a little bit. And then, of course, Isabeau, she's kind of a little bit of the rock, She's very calculated. She's extremely competent in combat, and so even when Lafayette does stuff like that, she gets a little annoyed at him. She called him the rookie, and of course, Percival. He's just like squad leader. Everybody.
He's my favorite so far.
Is he your favorite? Yeah, he's really cool. We love him.
It's more like a personality support.
Yeah. It's not like you're not going to find like classes where it's like he's the medic and
the healer.
Right? Yeah. No.
The actual Order, the group. It's not just these four, right? There's more.
Yeah, there's over 30 Knights of the Round Table at this point.
Oh.
Yeah, it sounds big, right? I mean, it's a group that is centuries old, and it was much smaller when Arthur formed the Knights of the Round Table. And then as it has become this thing that's now known as the Order, there's more people who are taking their seat because there's a lot more at stake. There's a lot more enemies to fight. It's not just, man against myth at this point. It's also, there's social factions and stuff that have formed that the Order is, tasked with keeping control over. So, yeah, and also, just with anything, politically, there's a bureaucracy that grows over time, and everybody wants to have their say. So, yeah, the Order has become something that's significantly larger than it once was when it was created. So, yeah, there's a significant number of guys.
Now, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but it was great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that was the Order, you guys. It's awesome.